Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Truro Raceway. The temperature in Truro is 11 degrees Celsius under overcast skies. Today's track condition has been rated as fast. The card this afternoon is conducted under the rules and regulations of the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission. The senior judge today is Alex Monroe, associates Kevin Kroll and Greg Nixon. Here now are your program and equipment changes. In the first race, we have a bridle change in number 3, Don't Stand in My Way, going from open and hood with cups to a closed bridle. Please note in the first race, there is superfecta wagering and the superfecta carryover, starting in the first race, $235. In the third race, number 2, Elm Grove Matty, has an additional chart line raced on Saturday at Charlottetown, Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. It was a fast track from post 7. Elm Grove Matty finished 8th, was beaten by 24 lengths, timed in 2:02 and 3. The driver was Dale Spence. In the fourth race, scratched sick is number 2, SF Razzmatazz. Race 4, scratched the 2 entry SF Razzmatazz. The entry is sick. Also bridle changes, the 5 Eastern Exposure, going from a closed to open bridle, hood with cups. And 8 Don't Tell Mum, changing from open hood with cups to a closed bridle. Please note, due to the scratch in the fourth race, there will be no superfecta wagering. No super wagering on race 4. In race 6, bridle change for the 2 Electric Sill from open hood with cups to closed. Scratched sick is number 4, Adventure Luck. It's in race 6, scratch the 4 entry Adventure Luck sick. No superfecta wagering on race 6. In the 7th race, number 3, Low Logan, raced on Saturday at Charlottetown. Winners of 3 but not more than 5 races lifetime from post 3. Low Logan finished 5th, beaten 2.5 lengths, was timed in 1:59 and 3 for Dale Spence. And in race 8, the 5 entry Preceptor, going from an open bridle hood with cups to a closed bridle. Those are your changes thus far. Post time for the first race, set for 1 p.m. The mutuals are now open and selling. Horses are on the racetrack and on parade for the first race of the afternoon. Number 1 is Chief Executive Officer, owned by Emmons McKay and Paul Smith with Tammy McKay up. 2 is NS Acadian. Robbie Smallwood owns and drives. Kenny Parker Jr. owns and drives the 3 entry Don't Stand in My Way. Walbert from post 4 has Kirk Paris in charge for the CC stables. Western Scott from post 5, owned by Logan Laffin and Arlene Gillis with Paul Angel aboard. Scotian Lost, the 6, gets Todd Treich for Don Ellis Abbott. Heather Gaddy, the owner, Dave Carey driving from post 7, Fluid Motion. And number 8 is Pictoni Sturvey. Bruce McGee will drive for owner Paisley McCollum. First race post in 6 minutes. Reminder, the first race Superfecta carryover today is $235. Less than 2 minutes, less than 2 to post time. Final call at the windows, less than 1 minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting 8's in motion for the first race. It's post time. Race 1, top of the stretch, has Chief Executive Officer and Acadian, Don't Stand in My Way, Walbert. Western Scott, Scotian Last, Fluid Motion, and Pictonian's Derby. They're off and pacing. At the rail, Chief Executive Officer driving out looking for the lead against Don't Stand in My Way. Far outside, that's Scotian Last. Caught 3 wide, third at the rail, and Acadian comes away fourth. Dropping into the 5 spot at the rail, that is Walbert, gap of 2.5. Back to Western Scott from 6th, then Fluid Motion, and the early trailer is Pictonian's Derby. They race into the backstretch for the first time as they head past the opening quarter. Up front, Chief Executive Officer on the front end leads it by a length. He tied up in the pocket second is Don't Stand in My Way, and Acadian takes a look at a 3. Holding down the 4 spot, that is Walbert. Looking at it from 5 is Scotian Lass. Then back to Western Scott. The trailing pair in the early going are Fluid Motion and Pictonian's Derby. 28 and 4 was the opening panel. They race on past the halfway marker. Chief Executive Officer is still in control. Don't Stand in My Way getting a perfect journey second, gapping out NS Acadian third. Up first over comes Walbert from 4. Then Scotian Last looks at it from 5, back in 6, Western Scott. Pictonian's Derby staying out the rail in 7 to the outside from 8. That is Fluid Motion, the half, 58 and 2/5 seconds on the way to 3/4. Chief Executive Officer is the one to catch, striding out now by 2.5. Don't Stand in My Way, trying to stay with them second as they check in at 3/4. Walbert first over, moves up into 3, and Acadian fourth, 3 high from 5. That is Western Scott. 6th at the rail is Pictonian's Derby. They continue on past the 7/8 and off the top turn, 3/4 and 1:28. It's still Chief Executive Officer. Don't Stand in My Way is right there, second, Walbert third. Then fourth is Acadian. They turn for home. Chief Executive Officer still there by 2. Don't Stand in My Way second, Walbert third. It is Chief Executive Officer winning at gate to wire second is Don't Stand in My Way, and finishing third, Walbert. Well, back in victory lane, the first race winner, number 1, Chief Executive Officer. 6-year-old brown son of Camluck, owned by Emmons McKay and Paul Smith, trained and driven by Tammy McKay. Chief Executive Officer pacing in 158 4/5. Race 1 is official. 1, Chief Executive Officer, the winner. 2, Vanessa Acadian, 4. 3, Don't Stand in My Way, 2nd. 4, Walbert, 3rd. 5, Western Scott, 6. 6, Goshen Lass, 8. 7, Fluid Motion, 7. 8, Pictonians Derby, 5th. Quarter in 28 4, the half 58 2. 3 quarters in 128, the mile in 158 4/5. Top down, your card is 142, 3, 6, 8, 7, 5. 134 try in the first race, 36.70. 13 exactor, 14.40. And the 20-cent superfecta. Combination 1342, $108.79. Coming up in races 2 and 3, the early doubles. Second race, no changes. Third race, a line posted for 2, Elm Grove Maddie. Raced on Saturday, Charlottetown, Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. Fast track from post 7. Elm Grove Maddie finished 8th, was beaten 24 lengths, timed in 2:02 3. The driver was Dale Spence. Post time for the second race, first half of the early double in 7 minutes. Horses on the track parading for the second race. Number 1 is Lucy with Diamonds. Henry Smallwood driving for Cyril Harvey. Phelan Haggard from post 2, owned and driven by Ernie Laughlin. Emmons McKay and Paul Smith, the owners. Emmons will drive. Number 3, Putnam Snowstorm. The 4 is Gentle Warrior, owned by Joe Janega. Todd Trites catch drives. Danny Romo for Bob and Jeff Skinner aboard 5, Ava Jeanski. And She's the Trouble is the 6th entry. Kenny Parker Jr. will drive for Brent Boucher. Second race post in 6 minutes. Only 2 minutes to the post time. Final call at the windows, less than a minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting gate moving up into position for the second race. It's post time. Second race of the afternoon has Lucy with Diamonds, Feeling Haggard, Putnam Snowstorm, Gentle Warrior, Ava Jeanski, and She's the Trouble. They're off and pacing. That's Gentle Warrior sprinting out looking for the early lead along with Feeling Haggard as they move into the first turn. That's Feeling Haggard to grab top spot. Ava Jeanski is dropping over and looking for a spot at the rail in 4, coming away in the 5 spot. That's She's the Trouble and the early trailer as they move into the backstretch. That's Putnam Snowstorm. They're on the way to the opening quarter And Phelan Haggard has the lead. Outside and driving up now. Second is Gentle Warrior. At the rail third is Lucy with Diamonds. Ava Jinsky pacing a tight up fourth. Next in line from 5, She's the Trouble. And at the back of the field is Putnam Snowstorm. They drive on now to the 3/8, and taking over is Gentle Warrior. Phelan Haggard not content in the pocket. Now moving up on the outside, looking to reclaim as they race past the 3/8 and off the top turn. 30-3 was the opening quarter. They race into the stretch now and recapturing the lead. That's Phelan Haggard back to the top spot by a length and a half. Second is Gentle Warrior. Then Lucy with Diamond stepping out first up from 3. Fourth and looking to the outside, that's Eva Jinsky. Back in 5, She's the Trouble. And at the back of the field is Putnam Snowstorm. Into the lower turn, heading now to the 5/8. And moving up on the outside, Lucy with Diamonds. Up to engage Phelan Haggard after a half of 1:01.3. Gentle Warrior now trapped in the pocket third. Out second over, that's Eva Jinsky pacing fourth. Fifth on the inside. As they head down the backstretch, She's the Trouble. And gapping out of the back is Putnam Snowstorm. They're midway down the backside, final time. Phelan Haggard there by 3 parts of a length. Outside, Lucy with Diamond second. Gentle Warrior is pacing out the rail third. And Gentle Warrior is gone off stride. Now up into 3 goes Ava Jinsky. Gentle Warrior back down pacing fourth. Outside fifth, She's the Trouble. 1:31.3, 3/4. They turn for home, and Phelan Haggard has drawn out now to a 3 open length lead as they turn down the lane final time. Ava Jinsky will try to reel him in second. Up into 3, Gentle Warrior, but it's Phelan Haggard, and Phelan Haggard will take the second race. Second is Ava Jinsky, and third, that is Gentle Warrior. Inquiring the second race, judges reviewing the break by 4, Gentle Warrior. Now in victory lane, the second race winner, number 2, Phelan Haggard, 2-year-old bay gelded son of Stonebridge Terror, out of the Ponderosa Dam, Jackie Hanover. Owned, trained, and driven by Ernie Laffin. Phelan Haggard with a maiden mark of 2:01 3/5. Judges have ruled that Gentle Warrior went off stride on her own, and did not cause any interference. Therefore, there's no reason for a placing here in the second race. Results as posted will become official. Race 2 is official. 1 Lucy with Diamonds fourth, 2 Field and Haggard the winner, 3 Putnam Snowstorm 6, 4 Gentle Warrior third, 5 Ava Jeetsky second, 6 She's the Trouble fifth, 30 and 3 the quarter, half 101 and 3, 3 quarters and 131 and 3 in the mile and 201 and 3. Top down 416 325 254 try in the second race, $21. The 25 exactor $9 even. Third race coming up, number 2 Elm Grove Matty raced at Charlottetown on Saturday. Atlantic Breeders' Crown Consolation for 3-year-old fillies. Fast Track, post 7, finished 8th. Was beaten by 24 lengths, timed in 2:02 and 3 for driver Dale Spence. $8 in race 3, superfecta wagering, 8 minutes to post time. Fillies and Mares on the racetrack for the third race. Race 3, a Fillies and Mares conditioned event. Number 1 is Super Shadow. Tammy McKay driving. Owners are Ozzie and Emmons McKay. Steve Morton owns the 2 Elm Grove Matty with Robert Laughlin at the lines. Paul Treves, the owner and driver of 3, Salzburg Flicka. Kendall Courageous, the 4, owned and driven by Clayton Stevens. Todd Trice for Adam Johnson on 5, Glenview Natalie. 6 is Pia Hanover, owned by Kevin Dory, Danny Romo and Ernie Gillen, Danny driving. All Country, the 7, gets Ernie Laughlin for Michelle Patrickin. And Paul Angel drives 8, Mock Believe, leased by Christina Gillis and Cody Softic. Third race post in 7 minutes. Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Less than 2 minutes. Final call at the windows, less than a minute. Fillies and Mares now moving in behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time for the third. Third race, top of the stretch, Super Shadow, Elm Grove Matty, Salzburg Flicka, Kendall Courageous, Glenview Natalie, Pia Hanover, All Country, and Mock Believe. They're off and pacing. Elm Grove Matty gets the first call. Salzburg Flicka up on the outside is away second. Super Shadow at the rail third. Far outside is Glenview Natalie fourth. Now driving up is Glenview Natalie up to engage Elm Grove Matty as they move by the opening eighth, but will find a spot in the pocket second. Salzburg Flicka now caught out third, inside fourth. That's Super Shadow. Coming away in five is Kendall Courageous. Back to Pia Hanover unhurried sixth. The seventh away was All Country. And sitting at the back of the field is Mock Believe. They continue out of the 3/8, and they're led by Elm Grove Matty out there by a length and a quarter. Glenview Natalie is the pocket sitter. Getting the parking ticket, that is Salzburg Flicka. Racing a third on the limb inside fourth is Super Shadow. Fifth for Kendall Courageous. There goes Pia Hanover. Now to the outside from 6. All Country will follow 7. And Mock Believe still trailing in 8, 28 and 4. Well, as the opening quarter, they move up past the halfway marker. Elm Grove Matty yet to be challenged as they race in a little return, but moving up on the outside, Salzburg Flicka is now second. Glenview Natalie up the rail third. Spotted second over. That is Pia Hanover on the limb. Racing from 4, caught in at the rail. That is Super Shadow as they continue on to the backstretch. Final time, 58 and 4. Was the half on their way to 3/4. Elm Grove Matty, the one to catch. Second is Glenview Natalie. Super Shadow moving up to the inside. Pia Hanover coming 3 high. They race past the 3/4, and Elm Grove Matty still in control. Glenview Natalie second. Pia Hanover the outside. Now racing a third at the rail. Super Shadow is fourth. 3 high from 5 as they continue on to the 7/8. That is All Country. 3/4 in 1:29. They turn for home. Less than an 8 to come. Led by Elm Grove Matty. Pia Hanover the outside. Inside. That is Glenview Natalie third. Down the stretch they come. It's Elm Grove Matty. Pia Hanover on the outside. Elm Grove Matty and Pia Hanover. Elm Grove Matty gate to wire second. Pia Hanover. Then Glenview Natalie third. Now back the third race winner, number 2 Elm Grove Maddie, 3-year-old Dave filly by Stonebridge Terror. Owned by Steve Morton, trained by Nick White, and driven by Robert Laffin. Elm Grove Maddie, pacing in 2 minutes flat. Third race is official. 1 Super Shadow finished 4th. 2 Elm Grove Maddie the winner. 3 Salzburg Flicka 8th. 4 Kendall Courageous 6th. 5 Glenview Natalie 3rd. 6 P Hanover 2nd. 7 All Country 5th. And 8 Mock Believe 7th. Top down, your card is 4, 1, 8, 6, 3, 2, 5, 7. The fractions 28 and 4, 58 and 4, 129 the mile in 2 minutes flat. Triactor 265 in race 3, $60.20. The 2-6 exactor 12.10. The Superfecta 20-cent combination 2651, $21.14. The daily double 2-2 combination $4.30. Here are the starters in the 4th race. The 1 is Brookdale Buster of Doug Polly Jr. and Sr. Doug Polly Jr. driving. The 2 has been scratched. 3 is Manhattan Express. Carl Eisner up for the Salzburg stables. Leslie and Linda Parker, the owners of 4 Putnam's New Year. Kenny Parker Jr. driving. 5 Eastern Exposure. Danny Romo for Jeff Skinner. Roy Burton owns and drives number 6, I-47. The 7 is Just Wave Goodbye. Darren Crow will drive for Dave McDonald and Steve Morton. 8 Don't Tell Mom, over Dave Settle, Wallace Cameron, and Anthony Repschel. Todd Treitz at the helm. 4th race post in 6 minutes. Post time is in 3 minutes. Final call at the windows, less than 1 minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting gates now moving for the fourth race. It's post time. Fourth race of the afternoon, Brookdale Buster, Manhattan Express, Putnam's New Year, Eastern Exposure, I-47. Just wave goodbye and don't tell Mom. They're off and pacing with Brookdale Buster moving out from the rail to grab the early lead. Driving up on the outside, I-47 gets away second, followed by Eastern Exposure third. Then fourth on the inside, that's Manhattan Express. Then inside and racing away in 5 is Putnam's New Year. Backing off on the outside 6, Just Wave Goodbye, and out the back of the field, that is Don't Tell Mom. They move into the backstretch first time as they head to the opening quarter. Out front, Brookdale Buster shows the way, parked and moving on the outside. I-47 looking to take over as they race to the 3/8, and I-47 will now clear the lead. Brookdale Buster now pops back out of the pocket and looks to reclaim the lead as they race past the 3/8. And with a reclaiming move, that's Brookdale Buster back to the front end, leading at a length and a half. Second is I-47 looking to the outside. Eastern Exposure third. Manhattan Express to the outside to follow cover fourth. Racing wide in 5 as they move past the half is Just Wave Goodbye. They move on past the halfway point, and it's Brookdale Buster with the lead. Eastern Exposure on the outside. Now to challenge for the lead. In behind them is I-47 racing a third. Fourth on the inside as they move on to the backstretch. For the final time is Putnam's New Year. Then Just Wave Goodbye. Gap in the cover outside fifth. The half in 1 minute flat as they race out of the 3/4 mile mark. On the inside, Brookdale Buster, Eastern Exposure to the outside. Those two matching strides as they race past the 3/4. Then a pacing third. That is I-47 outside. Just Wave Goodbye is the fourth one. Fifth inside. That is Putnam's New Year. They continue on to the 7/8 3/4 and 1:29 and 1. Brookdale Buster, Eastern Exposure. They're still battling past the 7/8 as they continue off the top turn. I-47 holds on to third outside. Just Wave Goodbye fourth. They turn for home. Brookdale Buster, Eastern Exposure on the outside. Brookdale Buster, Eastern Exposure. Eastern Exposure. At the line, it's awfully close. Eastern Exposure on the outside against Brookdale Buster. Inquiry sign has been posted. Hold on to all tickets. Inquiry in the fourth race. Judges reviewing the break by 3. Manhattan Express approaching the half. Now back in victory lane is the winner of the fourth race, number 5, Eastern Exposure. He's a 3-year-old bay gullet son of Shallow Play, owned by Jeff Skinner of Hammonds Plains, trained and driven by Danny Romo. Eastern Exposure in 1:59 3/5. As a result of the inquiry, the judges have determined that the 3 Manhattan Express caused interference to 7 Just Wave Goodbye approaching the halfway point. However, due to the finish positions, no placing will be required. Fourth race is official. 1, Brookdale Buster. Second, 2 was scratched. 3, Manhattan Express. 7, 4, Putnam's New Year. 5th. 5, Eastern Exposure, the winner. 6, I-47, third. 7, Just Wave Goodbye, 4th. And the 8, Don't Tell Mom, was 6th. The quarter, 28 4. The half, 1 minute. 3 quarters in 1:29 1. The mile in 1:59 3. From the top, your card reads 2 scratched, 7, 5, 1, 3, 4, 6. Fourth race try, 5-1 all, return $36. The 5-1 exactor, $47.20. Fifth race coming up, no changes. In race 5, they go to the gate in 8 minutes. Entries now coming out of the racetrack and parading for the fifth race of the afternoon. From post 1 is Giant Slayer, owned by Ian McDonald. Kirk Paris will drive. Cindy and Joey Green, the owners of 2 Salzburg Quick. Robert Laffin in charge. Darren Crow's aboard number 3, Badlandia, owned by Paula White. 4 is Distinctive Rusty, owned by Andrea and rider Matthews Renison. Ernie Laffin will drive. Paul Angel for Phil Pinckney on 5, Arizona Bucks. Number 6, Beachfighter A, owned by Debbie Ellis. Bruce McGean catch driving. And Todd Trites will steer the 7, Center Stage G for owners Don Ellis Abbott and Donnie Ellis. Post time for the 5th in 5 minutes. Post time in 3 minutes. Final call at the windows, less than 1 minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting 8 now, moving up for the 5th race. It's post time. Race number 5 of the afternoon, Giant Slayer, Salzburg Quick, Badlandia, Distinctive Rusty, Arizona Bucks, Beach Fighter A, and Center Stage G. They're off and pacing. Distinctive Rusty is quick off the wings of the gate, looking to grab the early lead out the rail. There's Giant Slayer driving out of the pocket up on the outside. That's Beach Fighter A third, far outside fourth, Center Stage G. Then out the rail in 5, Salzburg Quick getting away in 6 as they move into the backstretch. For the first time is Badlandia, the early trailer, Arizona Bucks. They're on the way to the opening quarter, and it is Giant Slayer leading the way. In the pocket second is Distinctive Rusty. Outside and moving third now is Center Stage G at the rail in 4. Is Beach Fighter A. Next in line, Salzburg Quick is pacing in 5. 6th along the rail for Badlandia. And the 7th and trailing one is Arizona Bucks. 28 and 4 was the initial quarter. They make their way off the top turn, entering the stretch now as they approach the half. And they're led by Giant Slayer as they approach the halfway point. Outside and braving it first over, that is Center Stage G. Locked up in the pocket in 3 is Distinctive Rusty. Salzburg Quick now coming second over in 4. 5th at the rail is Beach Fighter A. Then racing in 6th and moving on the outside, third over is Badlandia. Arizona Bucks continues to trail on the backstretch after a half of 59 seconds flat. They're still led by Giant Slayer. On the inside, Distinctive Rusty is second. Up into 3 now is Beach Fighter A as they approach 3/4. In out the rail, Arizona Bucks now advancing up into 4. Badlandia coming in the far outside from 5. They head now to the 7/8. Giant Slayer opening up by 2. At the rail, Distinctive Rusty still second, Beach Fighter A third. Arizona Bucks inside, moves up now into the 3rd spot. They race past the 7/8, 1:28 and 4 3/4, and Giant Slayer is clear now by 3.5 as they turn for home. On the inside, Distinctive Rusty. Outside, Arizona Bucks is now closing in. It's Giant Slayer, Arizona Bucks on the outside. Giant Slayer holding on to win it. Arizona Bucks second, third, Distinctive Rusty. Two inquiries underway here in the fifth race. First one on the 1 Giant Slayer for a possible pylon violation in the first turn. Also looking at number 4 Distinctive Rusty for the same reason near the 5/8. 2 pylon inquiries underway on 1 Giant Slayer and 4 Distinctive Rusty. The first inquiry on the 1 Giant Slayer was determined he went inside of 1 pylon in the first turn. That not being a violation, he's now trading back in victory lane. Number 1 Giant Slayer, 7-year-old bay-gelded son of some beach somewhere, one of the betters tonight, Dan Binions. On by Ian McDonald of Lower Sackville. Trained by Pam Moore, driven by Kirk Paris. Giant Slayer in 159 2/5. It was also determined that the 4-entry Distinctive Rusty only went inside of 1 pylon near the 5/8. Also not a placeable violation. Here's how they finished in the fifth race. Number 1 Giant Slayer, the winner. 2 Salzburg Quick 6. 3 Badlandia 4th. 4 Distinctive Rusty 3rd. 5 Arizona Bucks was 2nd. 6 Beachfighter A 5th. And 7 Center Stage G was 7th. Fractions were 28 and 4, 59, 128 and 4, and the mile in 159 2/5. The top, your card should read 1643257. Fifth race, Triactor, 154 combination, $278.90. The one-all exactors, $5.80. Race 6 coming up, number 2, Electric Sill with a bridle change, open hood with cups 2 closed, and scratched sick is number 4, Adventure Luck. Please note, no superfecta wagering on race 6, post time in 8 minutes. Here are the entries in race 6. 1 is Jazzbo, owned by Gregory Francis. Ernie Laffin will drive. Andrea and Ryder Matthews Renison, the owners of 2 Electric Sill. Robert Laffin at the lines. Doug Pully Jr. owns and drives number 3, Brookdale Jim. He's co-owned by Doug Pully Sr. 4, Adventure Luck has been scratched sick. 5 is Jamantha, owned and driven by Clayton Stevens. Henry Smallwood and Cyril Harvey are the owners. Henry driving, number 6, Charlotte's Western. Todd Trites for Don Ellis Abbott aboard 7 to Sir d'Orleans. And catch 22 is the 8 on William Shearer, Sonny Seitman and Charlie Piper. Darren Crow in the seat. 6 minutes to post time. Less than 2 minutes. Less than 1 minute to post time. The 6th race field now moving in behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time. Race number 6 has Jasmo, Electric Sill, Brookdale Jim, Jamantha, Charlotte's Western, Desir Doherty on, and Catch 22. They're off and pacing at the rail. Jasmo away quickly, grabbing the lead. Charlotte's Western charging up on the outside is away second, followed at third on the inside by Electric Sill. Then Catch 22 crossing over to find a seat out the rail in 4, unhurried 5th. That is Brookdale Jim getting away on the 6th spot on the inside as they move into the backstretch. That's Jamantha, and sitting at the back of the field is Sir Dorleon. They move through the backstretch with seating arrangements complete, single file, as they check in at the opening quarter. And they're led by Jasmo, a length and a half lead. The pocket sitter, that is Charlotte's Western, followed closely by Electric Sill third. There goes Catch 22, now starting up on the outside, is driving up on covered third, second, and moving up after the leader, Jasmo, as they race past the 3H. 29-2. That was the quarter as they move off the top turn on the outside and taking over the lead as they approach the halfway point. That's catch 22. Jasmo at the rail is second. Out and moving now from 3. That is Electric Sill pacing along in 4 on the inside. And now trapped at the rail is Charlotte's Western. Third over from 5 as they move into the lower turn. That is Brookdale Jim. Then back to Jamantha. And sitting at the back of the field is Desert Orlean. 59-2 is the half. Jasmo battling back on the inside. Now a slight advantage as they move down the backstretch onto 3/4. Catch 22. Uncovered second, inside third. That is Charlotte's Western. Second over Electric Sill is fourth. Now starting up 3 high. Here comes Brookdale Jim out in the 3 wide path. Third now driving up to engage the leaders as they move on to the 7/8. It is Jasmo on the inside with the lead. Catch 22 at the rail. Charlotte's Western. Brookdale Jim is a 3 wide fourth. An eighth to come off the top turn. 1:28-3 was the 3/4. They turn for home and they're all chasing Jasmo out there by 2. Second is Charlotte's Western. Desert Orlean on the far outside is charging late at the line. Jasmo, Desert Orlean. It's awfully tight. We'll have to wait for the photo. Third is Brookdale Jim. Back in the winner's enclosure, the winner of race 6, number 1, Jasmo, 12-year-old big-headed son of Dreamaway. Owned by Gregory Francis of Windsor, trained by Joe Baxter, driven by Ernie Laughlin. Jasmo in 1:59 and 4/5. Here's the rundown of race 6, number 1, Jasmo, the winner. 2, Electric Sill, 6, 3, Brookdale Jim, 3rd. 4 was Scratched, 5, Jamantha, 4th. 6, Charlotte's Western, 5th. 7, Desir d'Orléans was 2nd. 8, Catch 22, finished 7th. The quarter was reached in 29 and 2. They are by the half in 59 and 2. 3/4 clocked in 1:28 and 3, and the mile recorded in 1:59 and 4/5. From the top, 163, Scratched 4527. $1.173 try in race 6, $289.30. The $1.17 exactors, $71.50. Upcoming in the 7th race, number 3, Low Logan. Raced on Saturday at Charlottetown. Winners of 3, but not more than 5 races lifetime. From post 3, he finished 5th. Was defeated by 2.5 lengths, timed in 1:59 and 3. The driver was Dale Spence. 7th race, post time is in 7 minutes. Entries coming onto the racetrack and on parade for the 7th race. Number 1 is Pick and Scoop, owned by Don Anderson with Paul Angel driving. Carl Eisner drives number 2, Mortal Kombat, for owner Calvin Eisner. Number 3 is Low Logan, owned by Steve Morton with Kirk Perez catch driving. Danny Purcell, Jeff Lilly, Blair McLaughlin, Don Moore. They are the owners of 4, Budham Vicky with Kenny Parker Jr. in the driver's seat. Darren Crow will drive the 5, Charlie Drummond. He's owned by Lee Raymond. Go with it. The 6, Ernie Laughlin for Gordy McCabe. Pam Moore owns the 7, Fedora. Danny Romo against the call. And Dave Carey aboard the 8, Shadow Phil for owners Devon and Chuck O'Connor. Post time for the 7th in 5 minutes. Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Less than 2 minutes. Final call, less than 1 minute. It's 7th race post time. Home Hardware Building Center starting gate is moving. Race number 7 of the afternoon has Pick and Scoop, Mortal Combat, Low Logan, Bedham Vicky, Charlie Drummond, Go With It, Fedora, and Shallow Phil. They're off and pacing. Low Logan away quickly on the outside. That is Bedham Vicky charging out down at the rail. He is Pick and Scoop to come away third up on the outside now, driving up into 3. That is Mortal Kombat. Pick and Scoop away in the 4 spot. Grabbing a seat 5th. That's Charlie Drummond. Then Go With It. Pacing along in 6. Back in 7 is Fedora. Shadow Phil, the early Triller. Onto the backstretch for the first time. Low Logan leads the way out there a length and a quarter. Sitting in the garden spot is Bedham Vicky second. Mortal Kombat takes a look at it 3. Campaigning the rail 4th is Pick and Scoop. Back to Charlie Drummond from 5. Then Go With It has 6. Fedora only 1 beaten in the early going. That is Shadow Phil as they advance onto the 3H. 28 and 3 was the opening panel as they move off the top turn. Low Logan leads the way off the turn and into the stretch as they race in front of us for the first time. Now charging up on the outside, attacking uncovered is Mortal Kombat. Staying in the pocket as they race past the half is Bedham Vicky. Inside, nowhere to go, Pick and Scoop racing 4th. Second over toe into 5. That's Charlie Drummond. Outside third over in 6 is Go With It. Fedora back in 7. And still at the back is Shadow Phil, the half reached in 59. And a 5th into the backstretch now for the final time. Low Logan leads the way. Still there a length and a quarter. Getting a perfect journey is Bedham Vicky second. Now backing off is Mortal Kombat, sweeping up 3 high. Around that tiring run is Charlie Drummond. Inside racing along in 4 is Pick and Scoop. Coming 3 high into 5 is Go With It. They race now to the 7/8. Low Logan leads the way. On the inside, Bedham Vicky content to funnel along in the pocket. 3/4 and 129 and 1 with the inquiry sign posted. They turn for home in pursuit of Low Logan. Then Bedham Vicky outside Charlie Drummond. On down the stretch they come. It's Low Logan with the lead. Charlie Drummond down the center of the track. Bedham Vicky in the passing lane. Low Logan at the line. Bedham Vicky. Low Logan is second, tight for third. Inquiry in the 7th race. Judges reviewing a possible pylon violation by 3 Low Logan near the 5/8. Now back in Victory Lane, the winner of race 7, number 4, Bedham Vicky, 5-year-old bay daughter of Canadian Now. Owned by Jeff Lilly, Danny Purcell, Blair McLaughlin, and Don Moore. Trained by George Renison and driven by Kenny Parker Jr. Bedham Vicky pacing in 2 minutes flat. As a result of the inquiry in the 7th race, judges determined that 3 Low Logan did go inside of 3 consecutive pylons in the lower turn approaching the 5/8. Therefore, Low Logan was in violation of the pylon rule, finished second, placed 8th. Race 7 is official. One Pick and Scoop finished 4th, placed 3rd. 2 Mortal Kombat finished 7th, placed 6th. 3 Logan finished 2nd, placed 8th for racing inside of 3 consecutive pylons. 4 Bedham Vicky, the winner. 5 Charlie Drummond, 3rd place 2nd. 6 Go With It, 6 placed 5th. 7 Fedora, 5th placed 4th. And the 8 Shadow Phil was 8th placed 7th. Fractions 28 and 3, 59 and 1, 129 and 1, and the mile in 2 minutes flat. Top down after the placings, your card should read 368 12547. The 451 try, $87.90, and the 45 exactors, $62.70. Upcoming in races 8 and 9, the late double in the 8th race. A bridle change on 5 Preceptor, open hood with cups to closed. No 9th race changes. Post time for race 8 in 7 minutes. Here now is the field for race 8. Number 1 is Stringbusters, owned by Joe Janega. Ernie Laffin will drive. Only 1 star from post 2 has Danny Romo at the controls for Dr. Don Ling, Ken Hardy, and Anthony Stymist. The CC Stables, the owners of 3, Stature Sealster, Kirk Paris in charge. Todd Trites aboard number 4, Good Friday 3. He's owned by Don Ellis Abbott. The 5, Preceptor, gets Paul Langell for Roseanne Langell. And Global Sealster from post 6, Darren Crow driving for owners Andrea and rider Matthews Runnison. Post time for race 8 in 6 minutes. Don't forget to join us for our next live Cardiff Harness Racing next Sunday afternoon, October the 14th. Post time is 12:15, and at next Sunday's features, the Maritime Breeders' Eliminations for 2-year-old pacing colts and fillies. That's our next live card. It goes next Sunday, October 14th, first race post at 12:15. Here is today's winning number in the 50-50 draw, worth $256. Ticket 8211267. Again, today's winning 50-50 worth $256. Ticket 8211267. Less than 3 minutes. Final call to wager on the 8th race, 1 minute. Eighth race entries are now in the hands off the stunner. Home Hardware Building Center starting gates in motion. Race number 8 of the afternoon has string busters, only 1 star, Stature Sealster, Good Friday 3, Preceptor, and Global Sealster. They're off and pacing, firing off the gate is Stature Sealster to quickly grab the early lead as they race into the first turn. Away second is String Busters, followed out in 3 by only 1 star. Back at the rail in 4 is Good Friday 3, then Preceptor, an unhurried 5th, 6th and trailing Global Sealster. Single file through the backstretch for the first time as the head of the quarter, and up front it's Stature Sealster to set the early tempo, leads by a length and a quarter. Sitting in the pocket is String Busters, only 1 star, now tightening up 3rd. Close up 4th is Good Friday 3, Preceptor is the 5th one, and 6th and trailing is Global Sealster. 28 and 3, no change in positions. They're midway around the upper turn, and they're in pursuit of Stature Sealster as they continue off the top turn. String Busters will get the pocket ride 2nd, only 1 star. Next in line 3rd as they approach the halfway point. Back on the inside 4th, that is Good Friday 3, 5th and moving on the outside. That is Preceptor, and trailing is Global Sealster. They continue into the lower turn as they head on now over to the 5/8, and Stature Sealster is out there by a length and a half. Getting a good trip is String Busters, trying to stay with them 2nd, then gapped out their 3rd is only 1 star, halfway home in 58 and 1. On down the backstretch, approaching the 3/4. It's Stature Sealster still leading the way. 2nd is String Busters, who looks to the outside. Back 3rd, only 1 star. Then 4th is Good Friday 3, followed by Global Sealster and Preceptor. They head to the 7/8, and pulling the pocket was String Busters. Moving up alongside Stature Sealster, 1:26 and 3/3. Only 1 star sits behind them 3rd. Then Good Friday 3, 4th, Preceptor 5th. They turn down the lane final time, and Stature Sealster trying to fight them off. Outside is String Busters. Stature Sealster, String Busters, Stature Sealster will prevail. 2nd is String Busters. 3rd is only 1 star. Now back in front of us, the 8th race winner, number 3, Stature Sealster, 6-year-old bay gelded son of Artistic Fella. He's owned by the CC Stables of Middle Sackville, trained by Chris Coven. Kirk Paris picking up his 2nd winning drive of the afternoon aboard Stature Sealster in 1:56 and 4/5. Anybody who has purchased late daily double tickets, please hold on to them. There was no double sold with the 3 stature Sealster. Again, please hold on to all late double tickets. No doubles combining 3 stature Sealster with the upcoming winner of the 9th. Hold on to all tickets. Eighth race, official rundown. 1 Stringbusters second, 2 Only One Star third, 3 Stature Sealster the winner, 4 Good Friday 3 fourth, 5 Preceptor fifth, and 6 Global Sealster sixth. 28 and 3 for the quarter, the half 58 and 1, 3 quarters and 126 and 3, and the mile for Stature Sealster 156 and 4 fifths. From the top 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6. Eighth race try, 3-1-2 combination, $355.30. The 3-1 exactor, $40.90. No changes in the 9th and final coming up. Superfecta wagering in the 9th, the carryover, $14.33. Post time in 8 minutes. The winner in today's 50-50 draw was Scott Daniels. Horses are now on the track for the 9th and final. Race 9, a $4,500 claiming event. Number 1 is Ideal Ticket. Kirk Paris for the CC Stables. Jerry's Beach from post 2 has Kenny Parker Jr. driving for Kerry Saunders. Always Reese from post 3 owned by Andrea and Ryder Matthews Renison. Darren Crow at the lines. Clayton Stevens owns and drives number 4, Grin's Little Flirt. Sherry McKinnon, the owner, Danny Romo driving, 5 Dinger 2. White Mountain Heart is the 6, owned by Andrea and Ryder Matthews Renison with Ernie Laffin aboard. Todd Trites will drive 7 TH Powerful for Hugh McKay. And Ginny Murner, along with Peter Jardine, the owners, Robert Laffin driving number 8, Dragon's Fire. 9th race post in 6 minutes. Only 3 minutes, 3 to post time. Less than 2 minutes. Final call at the less than 1 minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting gates now in motion for the 9th and final. It's post time. Ninth and final dash of the afternoon. Top of the stretch is Ideal Ticket, Jerry's Beach, Always Reese, Grin's Little Third, Dinger 2, White Mountain Heart, PH Powerful, and Dragon's Fire. They're off. off and pacing away quickly. Jerry's Beach to grab the early lead. On the outside away second, Always Reese. Far outside is Dragon's Fire. Into that first turn as they head on by the opening eighth. Jerry's Beach has the lead. Parked and driving on the outside, Dragon's Fire. In the pocket is Always Reese third, followed away in fourth by PH Powerful. Back on the inside, racing in five is Ideal Ticket. Then the sixth away is Grin's Little Flirt. Back in seven past the quarter is Dinger 2, and sitting at the back of the field is White Mountain Heart. They continue on to the 3/8 and taking over the lead. That's Dragon's Fire out front now, leading it by a length and a half. In the pocket is Jerry's Beach second, followed in three by Always Race. Then pacing along at the rail in four as they swing off the top turn is PH Powerful. The fifth in line as they turn down the lane now for time one. That's Ideal Ticket. 28-2 was the opening quarter. They make their way past the halfway marker. Dragon's Fire is the leader. Now to be confronted on the outside with the first up attacker, Always Reese. Staying in the pocket, Jerry's Beach, a locked up third. Out second over. That's Ideal Ticket racing in four. Fifth out the rail is PH Powerful. Outside and moving in six is Dinger 2. Back in seven is Grin's Little Flirt, and out the back, White Mountain Heart, the half, 58-2. They turn down the backstretch final time. Always Reese on the outside to challenge Dragon's Fire. They approach the three-quarter mile mark. Inside, Jerry's Beach third. Spotted second over, Ideal Ticket is pacing along fourth. And now looking three high. They continue on to the 7/8. Dragon's Fire there by a length and a half. Outside second, Always Reese. Ideal Ticket is coming three high. Third inside, racing along fourth. That is Jerry's Beach. 128-4 was the three quarters. They turn for home, and opening up on the front end is Dragon's Fire. Ideal Ticket up on the far outside. Coming on for second. Down the stretch they come. It's Dragon's Fire to win it. Second is Ideal Ticket, and third, that is Always Reese. Now in victory lane, the ninth race winner, number 8 Dragon's Fire, 7-year-old gelded son of Dragon Again, owned by Peter Jardine and Ginny Murner. Trained by Max Seal, Robert Laughlin's second winner on the day. Dragon's Fire, 159 and 1/5. Ninth race is official. 1 Ideal Ticket second, 2 Jerry's Beach fourth, 3 Always Race third, 4 Green's Little Flirt 7, 5 Dinger 2 fifth, 6 White Mountain Heart 8, 7 PH Powerful 6, 8 Dragons Fire the winner. 28 and 2 the quarter, half 58 and 2, 3 quarters and 1, 28 and 4, the mile at 159 and 1/5. Top down 2, 4, 3, 7, 5, 8, 6, 1. 8-1-3 try in the ninth race, 25.60. 8-1 exactor, 24.60. The late double paid on the combination of 2 and 8. It returned 8.60. And the 20-cent superfecta in race 9, 8-1-3-2, $16.44. Don't forget, live harness racing action continues here at Truro Raceway next Sunday afternoon, featuring the Maritime Breeders' Eliminations for both 3-year-old pacing fillies and colts. First race post next Sunday is 12:15.